Hey human, welcome to The Void. I'm a serial procrastinator, and this is my story. Have you experienced those moments where almost every action you want to take towards a goal or a task, whether now or in the next 5 minutes, tomorrow or the next 10 years, where you just cannot bring yourself to complete or even start because you're overthinking about the repercussions, how long it's going to take, and the excruciating emotional and mental pain that comes with it? That feeling of wanting to do something in theory, but in practice not wanting to move a muscle, instead delaying whatever it is you want to do for as long as possible? Well, that is called procrastination. So I had this whole video planned out for like a few weeks or months, I'm not really sure. I started writing it, then I stopped, then I started again. Then I had life happen, then life didn't happen, but I just didn't feel like doing it. Then I did it again, I started again, and then it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work thinking about it. I did the research, and then it just became this whole snowball effect. Damn it, I'm doing it again. Excuse me. As I was saying, procrastination is when action is delayed forever due to the anxiety and the overthinking that we constantly do. Thinking and rethinking about all the different possible outcomes and difficulties surrounding the task or goal, when I'll do it later turns into I'll do it first thing tomorrow, which turns into I'll do it at some point, which inevitably will turn into I'll do it someday. Merriam-Webster defines procrastinate or procrastination as to be slow or late about doing something that should be done, to delay doing something until a later time because you do not want to do it, because you are lazy, etc. Well, there we go. I already say I'll do it someday. I think we're done here, right? Yeah. I think in my mind I already did this because I already said that I would do it, so it's already done, right? Damn it, I fooled myself again. Okay, here we go again. Procrastination seems to be related to anxiety, and it seems to arise mostly as an emotional reaction to having to do something we don't enjoy doing, but it even seems to also happen when we have to do something we love but is tedious to do or get started. It could be called laziness, but it's a little bit more complex. An important part of procrastination is impulsivity. We delay action on those more complex or time-consuming goals or activities to do something that feels good right now. The immediate, the easy, that shot of dopamine that will make us feel good in the short term, such as constantly looking at your phone every chance you get when you're trying to accomplish something of value. No planet was discovered? It's gigantic, pretty close to Earth. It's a gas giant. Oh, citizen scientist. Was that really necessary? I mean, they could have just called them amateur astronomers. I mean, I don't think that's insulting, right? Well, right. So, what was I doing? Gee. Excuse me. As you can see, absolutely everything can turn into an excuse to not do what must be done. The problem is, when we do this, that is, delaying action in favor of immediate pleasure, we later experience an ever-repeating cycle of guilt for not doing what we were supposed to do, once again trying to not feel this guilt by distracting ourselves with whatever we can get our hands on that is easily accessible and digestible. Anything works, even just sitting and looking at the ceiling. Man, the ceiling really does need some new coat of paint, huh? Yeah, I should have painted it last summer, I guess. It's not that bad, but damn it. Rinse and repeat. It can be pretty difficult to escape the cycle until we start to actually reflect on it and realize we are stuck in a rut yet again. Oh man, I should really finish the script tomorrow. Who am I kidding? Another important factor with people that heavily procrastinate, and no, I'm not talking about myself, is perfectionism. That constant need to make sure everything you do is perfect, at least according to your own standards. It is a need to have things be just right before actually showing it to the world. Couple that with the procrastination that comes with wanting things to be perfect, which usually means more work on your part, and then nothing ever gets finished. Like this video, which almost didn't make it at all. Now, there are extremes when it comes to perfectionism. Sometimes it's just better to be content when a project is just pretty good. Sometimes we just have to do something, anything. Seriously, just go and do something. But there are times when we procrastinate to the point that we lazily finish something and it's good enough. But sometimes, good enough isn't really enough. A little more effort can go a long way to making sure the work we do at least have some redeeming quality to it. It's easy to be content with lower quality work because in our minds we procrastinate so much and hated ourselves for it for so long that once we do something at all, we quickly conform to the idea that it was a lot of work and it's good because all the metaphorical blood and tears that went into it. Forgetting that often, most of that just happened in our minds, basically just thinking in circles. Just like in the previous video where we talked about hypocrisy and how common it seems to be in most societies, we rationalize our procrastination in quite a few different ways. One of them is through apathy. Either we don't really care about the task or project enough and we see it only as a necessary chore, or we tell ourselves that the end result is essentially meaningless and we don't really care about the end result at all, even if it greatly affects our lives or those of others, because everything is meaningless and we will die in the end. Got a little carried away. But believe it or not, this can happen to some people. Procrastination can be pretty terrible for a person's self-esteem when practiced constantly, when everything is constantly delayed, even though it's within the person's control to actually do and finish the task at hand. Fear, which is also tied to anxiety, is yet another factor that comes into play in these situations. Fear of the unknown, fear of the outcome, fear of the criticism that we might receive for a project, often not thinking that not doing it can be even worse. I'm going to once again cite Tim Pychyl, PhD of psychology at Carleton University in Canada, who specializes in procrastination research. According to Pychyl, it's important that we try to find meaning in what we do, to ask ourselves why this task is important to us, to find structure and divide the tasks into smaller, manageable steps so that every time we accomplish one step, we know we are one step closer to the finish line. It is also important when the project or task is still in our heads, in the thinking phase so to speak, to try and make it concrete, to ask ourselves, what can I do now to advance this task, even if it's just baby steps. This basically tells our brain that the task is urgent and we must take immediate action in the real world. What we can do right now to move forward, even if it's slow at first. So as you can see, procrastination is very common, but can also be damaging when it is done constantly to delay action, to delay life itself even. It makes it difficult to want to finish things properly. I think I should finish this video right now. What can I do or say? What should I end it with? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I was gonna add some more information, but seemed like redundant. Yeah. Oh wow, it's starting to rain outside. Yeah. No, I think I'll finish the script. But I'll do it at some point. I'll finish it. I'll finish it at some point, I guess. Yeah. Oh man, there's a lot of noise outside, huh? So the carpenter neighbor, there's a garbage truck, dog barking. Jesus, just makes it hard to think. Yeah. So I don't even know how to continue this video right now. I could have done more research. I could have read more. I could have been better. I think I'll never reach my standards really. Yeah, I probably shouldn't upload this video. You know what? I'll upload it anyway.